to get started playing, I'm on an electric guitar, but you don't need an electric guitar. You can use an acoustic guitar. It's totally fine. Either way, it's going to work out great for you. You don't need to know anything about music theory yet or any of the technical aspects of the blues and how it works. We'll cross that path when we get there. Right now, you just want to get started playing the guitar, okay? So we're going to place our first finger on the 5th fret on the top string, the 6th string on the guitar, and we're going to pick that note twice. Then we're going to skip a string, so we're moving to the 4th string now, 3rd string from the top, and we're going to play the 7th fret twice. So we're playing this. And these are the fingers you want to use for that. In fact, you want to use just this finger and this finger, this one and this one for this whole thing, okay? Then staying with the same string, we're going to move to the 5th fret with the 1st finger. So now we have and then coming back to the string that we skipped, which is the 5th string, or the 2nd string from the top, using our ring finger again, the 3rd finger, we're going to play the 7th fret twice. Like so, okay? So that's pretty easy to play, and you want to get it going in a loop where you're just playing it in a circle, okay? And you want your rhythm to be pretty solid. These are all 8th notes, so it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay? So now that we have that going, what we want to do is we want to move that whole pattern, that riff, down to the next set of strings, meaning closer to your feet. So instead of starting on the top string now, the 6th string, we're going to scoot down and start on the 5th string, the 2nd string from the top. Now we want to play the riff from there exactly as we played it before, meaning we're going to be skipping a string, moving to the 7th fret on the 3rd string from the bottom, and then to the 5th fret, and then back to the 7th fret on the string we skipped. So we are literally taking this whole riff and sliding it down one set of strings. Like so. So moving back to the top string now, the 6th string, which we just started out with a moment ago, we want to play the riff or the pattern off of that string. So we're playing it 4 off of the top string, 2 times off of the next string, and then back to the top string for another 2 times. 4, 2, 2. And that's how the blues works. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But for now, we just want to get that going. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to stay with the 2nd string from the top, the 5th string on the guitar, and we're going to be on the 7th fret now. So we've moved up from the 5th fret to the 7th. And again, we're just playing the same riff, the same pattern, right? The same block if you want. And we're playing it from there. And then staying with the same set of strings, staying with the 2nd from the top string, we're moving back to the 5th fret and playing it there. So we played each of those one time. So backing up just a little bit, we started out by playing it off of the top string 4 times. Then we moved it down toward your feet to the next string and we played it 2 times. Then we moved it back to the top string and we played it 2 times. Then we moved it, staying with the 2nd from the top string now, we moved it up to the 7th fret and we played it 1 time. And then took that down to the 5th fret and played it 1 time. Now at this point we want to play what's called a turnaround. Everybody's heard this stuff before. You know, there's a plethora of turnarounds out there, as I like to say, and you can play just about any one of them and it sounds great. We'll demonstrate a couple of them here, okay? But the first one we're going to do is played like so. And it's called a turnaround because it really makes you feel like you're going to go back and start the whole thing over again. You know, it just has that sound and that feel to it, and that's why it's called a turnaround. So this turnaround that I'm using right now and the one that you're seeing on the screen starts on the 5th fret on the top string, again on the 6th string, and you can see that I'm using my 2nd finger to play that. That's a good choice of fingerings for this pattern. Picked it twice, 4th fret on the next string down, the A string, then 5th fret, 6th fret, and then finally 7. I swung up and I picked the top string, the 6th string again, open 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. And you go back and you play the whole thing again. We'll talk about an alternative turnaround, okay? So you can play either one of these. I'll use both of them in the full demonstration, so you're welcome to have at it and play whichever one or both of them if you'd like, okay? So for the second turnaround, we're starting at the 5th fret again, and we're picking it twice again. Then we're moving to the 3rd fret, picking it twice, 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then I'm forming what's called an E power chord. So the top string is open. You will definitely be picking that. And then your index finger is on the 2nd fret, on the 2nd from the top string, the 5th string. And you hit them both at the same time. We'll get into that a little bit more as we progress. But that's what this turnaround sounds like. Back starting the whole thing over again, okay? So let's do it. Let's lay it all out with drums and bass and the whole thing. And the idea is for you to play along with this and see if you can hang with it, okay? And then we'll just move into some more great stuff from there.